and the HMCS Hunter Naval Services. Ladies and gentlemen, we ask that you please rise and remove your caps for the playing of the national anthem. Tonight's national anthem will be performed by Constable Maria Lou. Joining Constable Lou at the center court carrying the Canadian flag is Neil McEachran, who is the Windsor Police Service's newest diversity officer and father of our game. The Windsor Express and Curtis J.K. Printing would like to acknowledge and show our appreciation to our dedicated fathers all season long by highlighting someone new each game, thanks to Neil and Curtis J.K. Printing.
A great performance of the national anthem here at the WFCU Center as we get all set to go for NBLC action in the middle of the snow. It's the Windsor Express taking on the visiting Niagara River Lions here on Noctrum TV. Good evening, I'm Justin Prince. Alongside me is Aaron Sanders, and welcome to Heroes Night here from Windsor, Ontario. All the fans are all set to go here on a special night for all emergency service members from the police departments, the EMS services, and fire rescue services here from Windsor.
And yes, JP, I mean, let's give a quick shout out to all the responders, all the fire crews, and the police chief around here in the Windsor-Essex County. They deserve as much more credit than we ever see, as we see Rindo Sant down there at center court, and I believe you had a little chat with them before we got things started over here. He's a real good guy. He started to volunteer. He's really passionate about the game, but he's more passionate about his job because a couple of years ago he was named as the Diversion, Inclusion, Recruitment Outreach Officer, and he has been along the Windsor police line for a long time, so kudos to him.
Kudos to him indeed. One of the nicest guys I met, to be honest, not to sound biased with the police department. First time I met him was doing a story at the time with ourwindsor.ca. One of the nicest guys I met, and since then we've discussed things a few times because he, on top of that, follows the game, as you mentioned, doing broadcast work with TV Kojako, doing their broadcast for them, and a big part of the community for sure as well with the Windsor Police.
And sorry to cut you off, JP. I mean, one of the things Windsor Police are more concerned about is the kids. They want to make sure the kids are off the street, and they make sure they take some lessons in day after day. They make sure they are healthy and well nourished, because that's where it hits home the most, because the kids are the future, and who knows, we might see them on the line of police chief one day. Anyhow.
And with this game, it's going to be a lot on the line for this one with the River Lions and the Express, as we're just about set to go. Here's your starting fives Here for tonight's matchup for the River Lions, it's Jalen Tate with C.J. Atkin, along with Jerome Boucard, Connor Wood, and Carl Hall. For the Windsor Express, it'll be Stutz, Jones, Frazier, Keith, and Harris, as here's the opening tip. The River Lions start things off here from the WFCU Center.
And the Windsor Express sticking to their regular lineup, same with the River Lions. Ever since C.J. Aiken came in, JP, he has been busting it up on all cylinders, attacking the basket.
And we'll get back to that in just a second, because Wood, having 8 on the shot clock, goes inside, misses, rebounded by Harris. And the first shot of the game misses for the River Lions, as the Express will bring it up the floor for their first possession. Maurice Jones getting the pick from Logan Stutz. Logan Stutz steps inside, gets it over, gets it to go.
Kind of unorthodox, but Logan Stutz used his open side to his advantage and made sure they took care of business.
And that starts off the scoring too in the first 40 seconds of this matchup. Trying to set up Wood, going down low. Going for 3 on the outside, misses Wood. Bountiful rebound, it's picked up by Chad Frazier. Frazier gonna put on the afterburners, drives by Tate, gets it to go on the layup. 2 unorthodox layups from both Frazier and Stutz, but Frazier had the open ability to go inside the lane. He threw off Niagara real good. Windsor Express up 4-0. And Windsor Express on the quick 4-0 run, as you said, to start off this matchup here from Windsor, Ontario, as River Lions start off their scoring with C.J. Aiken. C.J. Aiken, as you mentioned, somebody that's been contributing more and more since coming in. 3 starts in 6 appearances, already averaging about 7 points per game. Jones now gets it off to Frazier, still set up, the way up 10 on the shot clock. Frazier pulls out for the jump shot, misses. Rebounded inside, as the River Lions will go with a quicker tempo. Boucard going up for the jump shot, able to just get it to roll in for Aiken.
You see, you don't want Jalen Tate starting the offense for the River Lions because he is explosive on the transition game. He makes sure he moves the ball around before the open shot is applied.
And a very strong start for him. He's got the first 5 points for the River Lions. Harris can't get it to go on the layup. Here come the River Lions, as Tate passes out to Wood. He'll pull up the contested 3, misses, rebounded by Maurice Jones.
Maurice Jones in the heart of the River Lions defense. Here he is on the break.
And he's going to have to back off as they'll reset the play. Shaquille Keys will help set it up. Paul and Harris now in the high post. Spinning Harris, lost the bobble, got it right back, tapped out of bounds. Turnover for the Express.
Now see, the Windsor Express, they need to slow things down. They got a good start to begin with, but now they're trying to fight through the River Lions defense, trying to box out. But on the offensive end, they've been getting pretty passe shots off, so they're risking it too much. They need to slow things down, go back to their game plan.
Meanwhile, this one's tapped out of bounds off of Logan Stutz, the former MVP from the National Basketball League of Canada from a few years ago. Of course, he did win that MVP award with the River Lions and has been now in his 2nd season with the Express.
And yeah, he's going up against his former team, and there's somebody else who's going up against his former team, but we'll get to him when he gets here.
Yes, indeed. That's going to be a big storyline for today as Boucard drives inside, gets it to go on a contested layup.
Now, Guillaume Boucard is one of those guys, he could fly in for the rebound. Once again, he's Niagara's answer for Garrett Williamson, so he's able to fly in and absorb that contact in many ways as he can.
Windsor, meanwhile, off to a 50% start on shooting, and that's going to drop, but look at that, back to 50 as there's the putback slam.
You know what, they needed that, and DeMontre Harris is now on the ball, but you got to expect that because he zeroes in on those box out and those rebounds really easily.
Wood, meanwhile, passed outside of him, losing the handle a little bit. Back to Boucard for 3, misses, rebounded by Frazier.
Windsor Express doing a real good job defensively boxing out. There was only 3 of them inside the post. Frazier,
meanwhile, drives inside, draws the whistle, and the Express will go to the line for the first time today to shoot 2.
And you know, the Windsor Express aren't the team, and we alluded to this so many times, they are not the team you want to go to the free throw line because they are within the top 5 when it comes to the charity stripe, and Chad Frazier is one of the key reasons why.
Free throw percentage, in fact, is tops in the league, 79.6% as a team, as Frazier makes the first of 2.
You know, once again, we see all these new players coming in, JP, within the last few weeks. And, you know, a lot of people would count the Windsor Express out. Yes, I get it. Their record should have been better than necessary considering the close games we had in the last few weeks. But to see these players develop and evolve into tier athletes today, you know, really assume that they're going to have a strong second half to the season, and I don't see them going anywhere but up.
Right now, the Express, meanwhile, whistle called as that's going to be against the Express. That's going to be their first foul on a hold down low. I believe that might be on Harris. And it is going to be on DeMontre Harris. First team foul, as Wood meanwhile has to drive inside, passing out Hall, continuing to pass around, finding Wood, baseline jump shot, gets it to go.
You see, the River Lions have one of the finest front court around because they're so unselfish with the ball. They got good ball rotation, especially inside where you rarely take those shots, but they take that easy effort to swing it around and get an open shot, especially from around 15 feet.
The River Lions coming in third in the league in assists per game. Meanwhile, missed shot on the fadeaway jump shot. Harris unable to get the board as Boucard backs off. Finds Hall. He'll approach Harris, drives by Harris as Harris will be called for the reach, and that's his second personal of the quarter.
You know, that's quite ironic because once again, the Windsor Express, they are fewest when it comes to personal fouls. I mean, last time I checked, they led the league, but now in the early goings of this game, they're having fits.
Yeah, to correct you on that, at one point they were. Since then, they've fallen back to fourth. That's going to send, in fact, Hall to the line to shoot two. As Eric Parker comes into the game. He was one of two players activated today, along with Antoine Chandler. Deactivated was Braylon Rayson and Sefton Barrett.
And you know, that's going to be a little bit of a letdown for the folks who are watching at home because Sefton Barrett has started to gel with the Windsor Express system, but you know what, that's the way the NBLC goes. You know, we feature so much new talent around here that, you know, it's quite hard to keep them all at the same time, but you got to do your job. Next man up.
Next man up, indeed. Logan Stutz goes for the three, misses long. As it's rebounded by Tate and helped with Boucard as Boucard brings it down outside to Tate. Back out to Boucard. He spins, drives inside. That was blocked by Keith. Are they going to say it's a whistle? Yes, it is. Yep. And Keith is surprised as that's going to be called as a foul on the shot. Boucard will go to the line to shoot two.
It's crying shame, too, because now the Windsor Express, they're stepping it up on both ends of the floor. They can't convert offensively, but defensively, they're right on the money. It's just they got to stop putting their hands in the cookie jar or else they'll get caught every time.
And right now, they don't want to have that for sure, or a three personal fouls here in the first quarter. Logan Stutz keeps the play alive to get it to Parker for the rebound on the missed free throw.
What a save by Logan Stutz. He used his free hand to tap the ball and keep it in bounds.
2 of 4 right now. The River Lions are from the free throw line so far in this one. As Parker, long two-pointer, gets it to go.
They needed that. They needed that. And Eric Parker, once again, a seasoned veteran. He knows how to pick his spots.
Breaks the cold spell a bit. As Windsor shooting just 4 of 9. Tate tries to respond, misses. Rebounded by Frazier. 3 on 2 as the River Lions get down the floor. Keith sets up at the top of the three-point line, misses at the top.
Good confidence from Keith, but once again, the River Lions were open to get that DB.
Able to get the rebound, in fact, as you said. 5 apiece, Boucard. Down low, Hall. Parker on the defense as he'll back up. Calling for it is Wood. Hall misses off the front rim, rebounded by the Express. Jones will lead the fast break, finding Frazier. Frazier steps inside, gets it to go on the layup.
Frazier with the little razzmatazz with the ball afterwards, once again finding his way open to the lane, and that's why he's been consistent in shooting as we see Jalen Tate miss. So he's becoming a fan favorite here in the 5-1-9.
Yes, he definitely is so far. Already 4 points today, 1 of 3 shooting for Frazier as he's going to set up. Tries to drive by Boucard, spin move. Very fancy attempt, drawing the whistle, in fact, to go to the line to shoot 2.
Once again, the razzmatazz move by Chad. Frazier breaking through, creating space with that spin move. He did a good job going inside because so far he has been the only one going into the paint since DeMontre Harris checked out.
And Frazier will set up to go to the line to shoot 2. Second personal as Boucard will be caught for the foul. Just the first personal as Frazier already 2 for 2 from the stripe so far tonight. for Frazier, coming in an 80.4% shooter. As there's a discussion involving substitutions, I believe it's going to be Aiken coming out for Samuel Madreau. And it looks like they're going to call a timeout. And with that, we're going to take a quick commercial break here on Knoxstrom TV. You're watching the Windsor Express lead 12-11 here against the Niagara River Lions live from the WFCU Center.
When it comes to cash loans, our customers will tell you there's only one choice: Cash Money. It's home of the original 300 for 20, where you can get a $300 cash loan for just $20. And with Cash Money's express approval, if you need more than $300, you can get it in minutes. And if that's not enough, we've got a kangaroo as our mascot. Okay, 300 for 20 is probably enough. So for cash loans for people who really care, come to Cash Money, home of the original 300 for 20.
Cash money, love my cash money.
Back now live from Windsor, Ontario, as the Express will lead by 1 after the timeout. As we get all set to go to get back to action, pay attention to in front of the scores table right now as this scrolls by. You may see someone wearing a number 5. That is somebody that recently signed with the Express and made his first 2 appearances with the Express. In his first game in his new home arena, in his first game against his former team, the leading 3-point shooter, Omar Strong.
Yes, Omar Strong, you will not believe what a exhibition he had during those games down at the Mile 1 Center. Came straight off the bench, JP, firing threes like it was no tomorrow. I mean, he connected, and he was near 20 points during those 2 games. So, once again, it's a sheer testament of what Omar Strong could bring to the table and what he has been bringing to the table in years past in the NBLC. Played for the Mississauga Power, and then, like you said, he played for the Niagara River Lions, and now, since he came into the Windsor Express, he's bringing a lot of confidence shooting-wise.
And he'll come in now for Chad Frazier as the home crowd gives him a great reception. On the tough defense to start things off against Tate. Pick set by Madreau, as that's going to be a whistle. Going to say it's a push out. And Omar Strong, within 5 seconds of coming in, is called, I believe, for the whistle.
I would like to recap for the viewers the last 2 games the Express played. Once again, they were at the Mile 1 Center. They took care of business in the first game, giving the St. John's Edge their 3rd loss at home. And then the night after, the Edge took care of business 111-100. So they split that series over there. But now the Windsor Express, they want to get back to winning ways after losing here a week ago in overtime in what was a terrific game.
Yeah, that game on February 2nd, 3-point loss for the Express to the River Lions in that matchup. Meanwhile, Strong sizing up Wood. Pick set by Parker, around to Jones. 2 on the shot clock. They gotta pay attention, and no one noticed the shot clock as it's violation time.
Once again, they were so focused on getting an open shot that they paid no attention to the clock, but the River Lions paid extreme dividends by putting on that master lock defense. They noticed the clock, so they stepped up at the top of the key, and that's where they took over.
Since January 25th for the Express, meanwhile, they have won 4 games, lost 2, 4-2. As another foul, as this one, I believe, is on Maurice Jones. This is going to be the 5th of the quarter for the Express.
The Express playing a little bit too physical. Once again, they're on the ball for defense, but they really need to watch the hand checks because putting Niagara to the line will not suffice.
And you can tell Bill Jones possibly trying to vocalize that on the sideline. Wood, guarded by Jones, pick set. Able to go inside, driving in, misses. And there's the nice little putback. Nice little putback from Devontae Pollard. The newcomer just signed in his 3rd appearance with the River Lions, able to make the first basket for him today as that's tapped out of bounds.
Yeah, one thing that Devontae Pollard could bring in is that toughness. The guy could shoot from around 10, 15 feet out, or he could just demolish you to the basket. So the Express, the front court more specifically, has to step up on him. whenever he's on the game, or else it's going to be a long night. Keith.
Meanwhile, Keith with a long 3 misses, rebounded by Samuel Madreau. River Lions down by 1 to the Express here. 4 minutes to go here in the first. Madreau, very high post, going down low. Coming passed out to Boucard. Boucard double teamed outside to the corner for 3. And that's going to be a wedgie.
That is a wedgie. There you go. Nicely played there, JP. So they'll take care of the wedgie. The possession arrow will go to the Express. Once again, they got to slow things down as we have substitutions.
Substitutions, in fact, coming on the floor. Ronnie Johnson in his 3rd appearance for the River Lions coming into the game. Also substitution coming in as Adam Clyde.
And may I mention, Ronnie Johnson did a good job last week opening up the floor for the River Lions.
Trying to help set things up. 13 on the shot clock here for this possession. Strawn passing between to Parker. Parker draws the whistle. He'll go to the line to shoot 2.
You see, there you go. That's what happens when you have communication on one end and it converts to another. We seen Eric Parker, he got the open pass because everybody was so flustered up top. And that's what happens when you form a defensive cluster, JP. You lose all attention inside, and ipso ergo, there's your example right there. Eric Parker to the line.
And Eric Parker looking to separate the lead to 3 points as he makes the first of 2. Still has not missed a single free throw on the season, as he'll look to complete the 2nd attempt here. River Lions mentioning bringing in new talent. They also today signed and activated Matt Marshall back to the roster. Something notable to this team from last season as well.
And once again, the bits and pieces coming together for Niagara. Keep in mind, they were in 2nd and 3rd place at the beginning of the season. Now they're just trying to branch out. Muldrow, on the other hand, knocks down the 3.
And a good 3 indeed. Ties it up at 16 apiece here in Windsor. That's the 2nd triple of the game, both from the River Lions so far. As Strawn comes off the screens, trying to get an air screen from Stutz. Guarded hard on the outside, finds Jones. Picks up by Parker. Tough defense, but Jones able to find a way to get the easy layup.
You see, that's the advantage of the little man. He'll get you off your feet with a lightning quick pump fake, and that's where Maurice Jones took advantage, right there. Pump fake, the little dive, and the make.
And a good make indeed, brings the lead back to 2. Now setting up high post, going down low to Madreau, picked away by Shaquille Keith.
And Shaquille Keith is really dominant when it comes to those steals because that opens up for him a good opportunity to finish from one end to another.
And Keith, meanwhile, draws the whistle. It's going to be a reach-in on Adam Clyde, as that's going to be the 4th personal of the game for the River Lions so far. Clyde's first. We're back underway. As Strawn pulls up for 3, that's no good off the back rim. Rebounded by Madreau.
And that's something the crowd wanted too, considering his performances earlier this week.
Making a good statement so far for the top 3-point shooter in the league coming into today in his 2 appearances. As right now, Johnson helping keep the play alive. Down to 6. Pick set. Madreau down low. Johnson has to pull up, but the shot clock misses. Rebounded by Keith. And a reach in, as I believe that's going to be on Pollard. That's going to be the 5th personal for the River Lions here in this first. Substitutions coming into the game now. It'll be Anthony Otley Jr. and Desmond Hubert coming in now for the Express.
And I said this over and over again on the telecast, JP. Those are the 2 guys you really want on your court at all times, because if you need help on a broken play or you want to get those second chance buckets, those are the guys you need to rely on.
Yeah, Otley Jr.'s had some good performances this season so far. A bunch of substitutions to counter that now for the River Lions. Coming in, it's going to be Dwayne Smith coming in, as Pollard has the correction and being called for the foul meanwhile. So that is going to be against Pollard. On the floor now for the River Lions, meanwhile, with the substitutions. It'll be Joe Rocca alongside Johnson, along with Dwayne Smith, Madreau, and rounding out is Kalai.
They got the finest shooting lineup right now, the River Lions, JP.
Going for offense right now, trying to get things together to try and get things pulled away. Less than 2 minutes here in the first as Jones goes down baseline, finds Parker, 3 on the shot clock, has to pull up for the fadeaway jump shot off the front rim, misses. Rebounded by Otley Jr., but can't keep the handle as it goes to Johnson. Johnson quickly passes it to Rocca. Back to Johnson. Johnson calling for the isolation. 11 on the clock. Pick set by Smith. Madro going for the second pick. Picked away by Maurice Jones, but this is going to leave 5 on the shot clock for the River Lions.
Fantastic double team by the guards, Jones and Omar Strong, being able to double team and try to go for the steal. They couldn't capitalize on that steal, but you know what? It boosts up their confidence with 5 on the shot clock.
Going right to Smith, guarded by Parker, trying to drive to the basket, rejected by Parker, but there's going to be a whistle. And it's going to be called on Omar Strong. That's going to be his second personal.
That's something you don't want, especially in your first game in your new home. Omar Strong, very alert already, but once again, 2 fouls is a little bit too many for the first quarter.
Chad Frazier's already getting back into the game, meanwhile, for that. No, he's coming in for Maurice Jones, so confidence coming from Coach Jones with Omar Strong to work his way through the foul trouble here. As Adam Kalai will go to the free throw line. And he will shoot 2 on this one. Of course, not making that first one, so a lot of missed free throws in the early going here for the River Lions. 0 for 2 at this time, rebounded by Hubert. Strong will now help set things up. 3-2 zone for the River Lions as Frazier, Otley Jr. gets the pump fake. Able to find Frazier back outside. 7 on the shot clock, baseline, passes down the baseline, finds Otley Jr. Otley Jr. with 2, rejected, but he's going to draw the whistle to shoot 2.
Good sense of awareness by the Express. Now they're attacking much more into the post, being wise with their options. So Otley Jr. found the contact, so he decided to take it into his own hands. And with that, he was able to pick up on that foul. Now he's off to the line.
And Otley Jr. makes the first of 2 free throws. So far, the Express a perfect 7 for 7 from the stripe.
And keep in mind, both of these teams don't have a foul to give anymore.
Yeah, both of them having a chance to put the other team in the bonus for the remaining minute here in the first quarter. As Windsor missed their first free throw off the game on that attempt. Rejected once again by Frazier, as that's going to be out of bounds.
Now you see, that's ironic, JP, because the River Lions, if not, they lead the league when it comes to blocks, and a majority of that does come from Sam Mojo, but it's been a block party on the other end, so the Express really paying extreme dividends by stopping them inside.
About 5 blocks a game from the River Lions coming into today here as Madro goes for 3. He's got it.
And we mentioned him right there, and he decides to take matters in his own hands in a different department, shooting from downtown.
Able to make the triple, ties things up at 19. A very defensive and close matchup so far here in Windsor. 4-second difference between shot clock and game clock as Frazier calling for the pick from Parker. 2-3 zone as Frazier has the switch over Smith. Goes for 3. He's got it.
Oh, my.
And the River Lions having to pay attention to the clock. That's going to run it down and end off your first quarter. Chad Frazier puts the Express up by 3 here after 1 quarter play. You're watching Knockstrom TV here from the WFCU Center. And welcome back, everyone, to Windsor, Ontario. As the Express lead by 3 after 1 quarter of play. Justin Prince alongside Aaron Sanders here on Knoxstrom TV. What are your thoughts quickly here after that first quarter?
You know, both of these clubs are playing defensively, and that's one of the reasons why it's been a low-scoring affair so far. Windsor Express, they put their foot off the pedal offensively in the early goings despite taking an early lead, but now they're really making up for it by stopping the River Lions inside. And once again, they probably got 3 blocks at the moment now, but for the River Lions, not a bad start for them. They're really using their bench, and they're going to the heart of their roster to swing the ball around. That's the positive, but now you really need to capitalize and think wisely when you go inside, because DeMontre Harris and Eric Parker is going to be the ones to stop you.
And meanwhile, we're about to get back underway for the start of the second quarter. On the floor for the River Lions, who are shooting 35%, mind you. It'll be Smith, Johnson, alongside Kalai, Wanrith, Rocca, and Madro. For the Express, it'll be Jones, Parker, Frazier, Hubert, and Otley Jr. as we're back underway for the second quarter. Johnson pulls out for the contested 3 over Jones, makes it.
And you know what, if there's one shot they needed, it was that. And now Ronnie Johnson, he's going to warm up, and now he'll have the vibes going on. Hopefully the River Lions can catch up on his adrenaline.
The River Lions are doing really good from deep. That's their 4th triple already in this one. Jones tries to respond, misses. Hubert with the putback, gets it back to go with the layup.
What did I tell you? Desmond Hubert's the guy you really want to rely on if you want to get those OBs and put it back in, and he did it.
Puts the lead back to 2. That is just the 2nd offensive rebound for the Express, 4th in total. As Rocca, deflected by Otley Jr., lands in the hands of Smith as he draws the whistle to shoot 2. And Frazier is down inside the key, holding on to his knee, I believe.
Yeah, that's not good if this injury turns out to be bigger than what it is now. So
it looks like he's just going to come back up, and a little hobbly on the foot. He's going to try and walk it off as Smith gets ready to shoot 2. They are going to bring back in Logan Stutz now for Frazier immediately.
And it appears to be a little stinger on the foot, JP, so he's going to have that taken care of. And we see Strong and Stutz coming back in. 2 key players from beyond the arc.
Indeed, for sure. As Smith gets ready to shoot the 2 free throws. One thing we should really note with this team for the Express, yesterday there was originally a game scheduled, of course, against the Island Storm, but due to storms, a game against London from February 8th and the game yesterday were both postponed. Those dates, the makeup times for the Island Storm and the London Lightning, now to April 1st. And the February 9th game for the Express to March 14th.
Well, now, on the London Lightning's part, they're going to be the last 2 teams to play in the season before the playoff starts. And for the Express, that's good for them because they have so many open spaces before their next game. So it works out at the end as we see Ronnie Johnson bringing the ball up to the court.
Yeah, and Steph now the back-to-back this weekend, having an extra day to take the quick breather for the Express side. Meanwhile, traveling called on Adam Cly, as that is going to be a turnover.
And once again, both sides of our nation here, JP, not getting a break with this snow and everything. We see PEI, they're getting flustered with their storm, and we had a whopping 10 centimeters here last night as Stutz pulls up for the 3.
And Stutz grazes the front of the rim as that misses. 2-point game for the Express as we're 90 seconds into the second. Ties it back up as Adam Clee, pardon me. Tied up at 24 apiece here at the WFCU Center. Trying to stretch out the floor, the Express back and forth, Stutz and Jones. Picked set by Hubert as Jones pulls up, he's got it!
That was a perfect shot right there. The flow was with him. It was a good release, and he got the screen in order to pull it out with ease. And now the Express lead by 3. Hopefully they play more from around the arc and go inside with the perimeter play.
Meanwhile, reach-in called as that is going to be against the Express. That's just their 2nd personal here in the quarter. As that is going to be on Maurice Jones, his 2nd. Substitutions on the floor now for the River Lions and the Express. Coming in, back in is Chad Frazier. Coming in for the River Lions will be Hall, coming alongside with Tate.
Well, it looks like Frazier had a little stinger on his foot, but now he's back full strength.
We'll see if he is complete full strength here. Hubert, meanwhile, backing up with Hall, back out to Tate. Tate gets separation over Frazier, misses. Rebounded by Otley Jr.
Once again, good coverage, good shot on one end, but the coverage defensively was just too much to bear.
1-3-1 zone right here for the Express as Hubert fights for the rebound inside, got it by Smith. Unable to make the basket, still up by 3. Windsor is after the triple from Jones, about a minute ago. 9 minutes to go here in the first half. Frazier with the steal.
And the Windsor Express dominating in those steals, and that might work out in their favor.
And it's going to be called back with Chad Frazier calling for the screen from Hubert. Pick and roll. Finding Stutz on the outside for 3. That's no good. Rebounded by Carl Hall.
The wheels fall off right there for Clyde.
Yeah, almost falling off the complete wagon as Tate loses the handle. That's going to be a second straight turnover for the River Lions as Otley Jr. will go drive baseline, gets it to go. And the lead's up to 5 as timeout called on the floor. As the River Lions trail by 5 to the Hometown Express here on Knoxstrom TV. We'll be right back in just a few moments here from the WFCU Center. Once again, you're watching Knoxstrom TV.
When it comes to cash loans, our customers will tell you there's only one choice: Cash Money. It's home of the original 300 for 20, where you can get a $300 cash loan for just $20. And with Cash Money's express approval, if you need more than $300, you can get it in minutes. And if that's not enough, we've got a kangaroo as our mascot. Okay, 300 for 20 is probably enough. So for cash loans for people who really care, come to Cash Money, home of the original 300 for 20.
Cash money, love my cash money.
And welcome back, everyone, to Windsor, Ontario, as the Express lead by 5 here on Knoxstrom TV. As right now, it's been a very good game so far if you're a fan of defense, that's for sure. Windsor shooting 10 of 24 so far, 9 of 23 for the River Lions side. And the Express already having 3 steals and 2 blocks so far in this one.
And it's those statistics where the River Lions lead, but you know, the Windsor Express, to their credit, they've done their homework after a heartbreaker here last week. They don't want a repeat of that, so now they're taking care of business early. But the question is, can they do it for the rest of the way?
To clarify, I was mentioning the Express already having 3 steals and 2 blocks, in fact, on the defensive side. As this has been a tough cookie to break, that's for sure. As Clyde, outside, guarded by Strong. Going down low, Hall, as it's going to be a violation inside the key. Going to go against the River Lions, of course. That's a turnover.
Once again, I'm impressed with the Windsor Express defense. Something must have happened between those trips down at mile 1 and now, where they had to realize, look, if we don't step up on the defense, then we're going to average about more than 108 points per game. And so far, they're limiting the River Lions to 24 points. Stutz.
And Stutz misses off the front rim. Adam Clyde will lead the fast break. Gets it through 2 defenders, gets it to go.
Stutz tried to get a hand on it, but he was too late on that shot.
And that gets it to a 1-possession lead. Down low, Hubert back outside, cross court. Very quick pass to Strawn for 3, that's no good. And Omar Strawn still looking to break that lid off of his shots. As Adam Clyde responds with a 4th straight point. 1-point game here at the WFCU Center. As Stutz, low post. Fadeaway shot misses, tapped in by Hubert.
You know who knocking on the doorstep, helping out when there was 4 defenders down there. He just fought through all the bullying and he got that shot to go.
And he just got bullied himself. Carl Hall drives inside, able to spin by him for the basket.
Yeah, Carl Hall beat him right off to the basket with a good spin move, and he laid it up and in.
Quick pace now for the Express as Frazier drives inside, misses. Rebounded by Aiken on the floor for the Red Lines. Aiken, Tate, Klee, Hall, and shooting the three and making it, Connor Wood.
And Connor Wood gives the River Lions a good, decent lead for the first time in a while. So once again, we got a back and forth ping pong game here tonight.
The back and forth ping pong game is getting more and more interesting to watch, as that is good for the Express.
Chad Frazier has that nice ball IQ. When the defense has their back turns, he takes advantage of the situation and leaves them high and dry with that nice layup.
River Lions, meanwhile, have a +4 advantage in points scored here in the second. Hall, low post, spins through two defenders, draws the whistle, and he'll go to the line to shoot two.
Yeah, that's a good foul right there, because once again, Carl Hall is now heating up from the paint. And if there's one way you got to stop him, is you got to foul him, because you don't want to allow those easy baskets in there, especially in your neighborhood. So to their credit, to the Express's credit, that's one way to stop a beast. And Carl Hall is a beast.
Yeah, Carl Hall definitely one impressive player so far, especially this season for Hall. Coming in, averaging about 14 points per game on the season, 74% free throw shooter as he gives the River Lions the lead. And somebody that has also really helped a lot in terms of how this team has played. Able to draw in about 5 rebounds a game, able to make both free throws, and gets the lead up to 2 for the River Lions. They continue their advantage here in this second quarter as Stutz tries to shrink that advantage, misses. Tapped up by Harris right to Tate. Tate going for the alley-oop to Aiken, and that's going to be a free throws. Able to draw the whistle on the free throw attempt, couldn't keep the handle, and then was tapped as trying to go for the alley-oop.
I said this once, I'm going to say it again for the folks watching. The donut missed the coffee, but once again, good coverage by the Express to capitalize on that. Unfortunately, they got a guy there at the free throw line you don't want to get comfortable with. But now, the defense awareness, once again, lighting up for the Express. It's just a matter on the offensive end on that last play. They really need to look for some answers.
And we go into immediate timeout here at the WFCU Center. The Express looking to keep up the defensive intensity as we come back in just a second. You're watching the Windsor Express on Knoxstrom TV.
When it comes to cash loans, our customers will tell you there's only one choice: Cash Money. It's home of the original 300 for 20, where you can get a $300 cash loan for just $20. And with Cash Money's express approval, if you need more than $300, you can get it in minutes. And if that's not enough, we've got a kangaroo as our mascot. Okay, 300 for 20 is probably enough. So for cash loans, for people who really care, come to Cash Money, home of the original 300 for 20.
Cash money, love my cash money.
And welcome back, everyone, to Windsor, Ontario, as the Express trail by 2 to the River Lions here on Knoxstrom TV. Justin Brins alongside Aaron Sanders. You're mentioning about the defense being very much positive. For the Express, meanwhile, though, they're down to 39% shooting right now, and that is kind of getting them into the hole, because for the River Lions, they got a +5 advantage, with that going potentially up to a +7 in the quarter in terms of points scored.
Well, yeah, the Windsor Express, they had some certain vices at the beginning of the year, and shooting confidently is one of them. They're trying to outshoot the River Lions so they don't get those blocks out. And, you know, the contested shots doesn't help out the most. But the one sure reason why they're still into this game is because this Chad Frazier's ability to get those higher quality shots, i.e. going attacking the rim. We haven't seen that much from that department yet from the Windsor Express, but if they could take anything from Chad Frazier, is they got to attack the hole, because if they could do it at one end, you best believe they could do it on the other.
And one thing that's really helping, 2 free throws missed right now. River Lions just their 5th made free throw. Going to the line now to shoot 2 will be the Express. Yeah, River Lions shooting 5 of 12, 7 of 8 for the Express. It'll be DeMontre Harris going to the line to shoot 2.
Once again, DeMontre Harris just finding his mantra with the Windsor Express ever since getting in as that free throw goes down. But I think his first few games, he averaged a double-double, did he not? Because he was something the Windsor Express needed, especially down low for the rebounds, and they got their good answer.
Yeah, he's been a strong player for this Windsor Express team, averaging about 10.7 points per game at the moment, along with about 6 rebounds per game. Somebody very good on the low post on the offensive side. Bullet pass, meanwhile, for the 3 on the outside. Good.
Jalen Tate beats off Chad Frazier for the triple, and now the River Lions, they lead 4. Windsor Express gotta look for some close shots now.
Gotta look for some close shots, battling very down low. CJ Aiken along with Harris, sizing up Frazier and Tate. Frazier draws the whistle. That'll be a reach-in. Just the second foul of the quarter for the River Lions, as it will be coming into the game. Maurice Jones for the Express. On the floor, meanwhile, for the River Lions, it is Aiken, Tate, Hall, Boucard, and Wood.
Kudos to the Niagara River Lions for really conditioning themselves in terms of fouls, because they had a very sloppy first quarter in that department. Now they sized up, and now they're being more cautious.
Very tough defensively inside, as that is going to be a whistle called.
Now Coach Joe Razzo wanted to travel on that. It could have gone either way, JP. From our view, it looked like he did, but he picked up the contact before the whistle was blown for that. But on Joe Razzo's case, he wanted to travel. But once again, we're up here and the refs are down there, so they know what they're doing.
And Omar Strong, meanwhile, he's rejected off the glass. It's going to be Boucard leading the charge, finding Wood. Back to Boucard. Back out Wood. High post for Boucard and Hall. Boucard gets it to Hall as he drives inside over Harris to go.
Hall went through that broken 2-3 zone from the Windsor Express. And once again, I want to allude to the folks there. It wasn't a goaltend because the ball did not go in a downwards motion. It was still at its peak.
Yeah, so also remember with the FIBA rules, if it bounces off the cylinder, it can still go in, but that's a good 3.
As the Omar Strong trying to keep his new established crew back together.
And that, in fact, is his first bucket of the game after starting 0 for 5 from the field. Alley-oop attempt again to Aiken this time. The donut doesn't even reach the coffee cup by a mile.
See, you're catching on, JP. Look at that.
Meanwhile, inside, Utley Jr. He catches on to get the layup.
So the donut missed the coffee on one end, but on the other end, it is dunking real good.
And trying to get the quick response 3 was Wood. Shaquille Keys will drive it inside, draws the whistle, and one!
Look at this big man right here. Got the Euro step, controlled his body, and was able to finish it off with that smooth ice cream scoop off the right hand, and he's going to go for the 3-point play the old-fashioned way.
And Aiken's going right to the bench and the doghouse with that one. Drawing the whistle, as it is going to be to the line to shoot one, to complete the 3-point play. Devontae Pollard coming into the place of Aiken. That's no good, but it's a potential 4-point swing here.
That's because of Utley Jr.'s ambition to rebound.
And another drawn whistle. This is going to be, again, chance for 4 consecutive points as Omar Strong draws the whistle.
You see, the River Lions, they got beat on that play because they keep on forgetting that if Desmond Hubert isn't on the court, there's Utley Jr. so alertive. When the ball hits the cylinder, he is right on the attack for that. So Omar Strong was able to get the open pass from him, and he made the first free throw. That will give him 3 points for the night.
And Omar Strong coming off from his first 2 games with the Express in St. John's, 22 points and 20 points. Each of those games making at least 5 triples, 5 in the first and 6 in the second.
And Omar Strong got the line of the night, his first night in the red and black too. So what does that tell you about his presence already?
And right now, meanwhile, driving inside, Pollard able to get inside, gets a bit of an impact offensively for his team, ties it up at 43. Meanwhile, Jones gets it down low. Utley Jr., good 2-man play inside.
What an impressive swing, and you know what? That's 6 points the River Lions gave up within the last few possessions.
And meanwhile, the coffee cup almost smashed in half as Hall slams it down.
Carl Hall wide open once again. The Windsor Express couldn't catch up on the other end.
Able to throw it down there to tie back up at 45. Very high-paced offense. As Keith sizing up Boucard. Drives inside. He's going to get the roll to go.
You see, the Express got the message now. They got to attack down low, and that's what they've been doing.
Trying to establish a tempo, I think, at this point as Tate. High post now to Hall. Around comes Wood. As Hall drives inside, he's got another bucket on DeMontre Harris.
Once again, the Windsor Express being a little bit timid down low defensively after coming off with a good aggressive start. So now they got to put a body on Hall.
They got to try to a switch. We'll see what happens as the game progresses. Meanwhile, Keith tapped off of Pollard. Here comes the fast break. It's a 3-on-1, down to a 3-on-2 as Ollie Jr. almost got the swat. But it's going to be Connor Wood able to get the bucket. Riverlines retake the lead.
Connor Wood read the mismatch. Maurice Jones was the only one back, so it was a good 2-on-1.
Meanwhile, Jones passing around Keith. Quick pass to Strawn. Omar Strawn, jump shot good.
Boy, isn't he giving a defining statement to his former team.
And tying things up at 49 apiece. Definitely setting the statement now, getting the offense going. As Hall sizing up, drives back to Harris, and keeps the offensive turntable going.
Carl Hall, I believe, he is one of the reasons why the Riverlines picked up at least 6 of their 8 fast break points. So, once again, it tells something.
And another turnover for the Express. Alley-oop to Pollard.
And now Bill Jones needs a timeout, and he's going to get it because that's unacceptable. Once again, they're being beat offensively. All these flashy passes, it's unnecessary, so they really need to get back to the simple things.
And with this being about a minute to go here in the second quarter, we're going to stick here and discuss things because this has been a very close game. It's gone from a defensive standout game to very high tempo, back and forth baskets at this point to establish the tempo at this point. And so far, the Riverlines seem to have that advantage now.
Well, the Riverlines is getting their mojo back after losing it at the start of the second quarter. Remember, they kept it a close game for a reason at the beginning of the game. It's because of the hustle and the pressure. They're taking advantage of the fast break. They're taking advantages of the mismatches. Maurice Jones, once again, shouldn't be out there trying to chase after the ball, but the Riverlines is just hitting them where it hurts right now, and Carl Hall and Connor Wood are some of the reasons why.
Indeed, right now, looking at those stats, as you mentioned, with Connor Wood, 7 points already, 3 of 7 shooting. Carl Hall, 13 points with 2 rebounds. And most of those points have been matched up against DeMontre Harris. That is, I think, in part why Eric Parker is back into the lineup for the Express.
And that's and majority of those points, once again, from the second quarter because of those fast break opportunities. So DeMontre Harris, he's got to wake up. So with Eric Parker, you got depth in the Windsor Express front court. But will it be enough to overthrow the powerful Hall and Devontae Pollard? Because now Devontae Pollard, he has that message that you can do whatever you want inside.
And right now, we'll see what the messages continue on to be. On the floor for the Riverlines, it is Tate, along with Boucard, Wood, and rounding out Madro and Pollard. There's the charge. And that is going to be drawn by Shaquille Keith getting the foul as he kindly hands the basketball off.
He's really kicking himself after that. I mean, I believe that was a good play, but once again, you use a little too much of your body on the way to an easy deuce. That's going to come back to haunt you on the other end, especially when these clubs are moments away from going back to their clubhouses.
Yeah, less than a minute to go here in the first half. Madro, not even close to the basket, but Boucard gets the putback. Great awareness there from the Riverlines side as they now lead by 6. Maurice Jones, he'll respond to quickly make it back to 4.
Maurice Jones really taking advantage of the Riverlions going back on the defense. They didn't have enough time to get their back turned. Once again, going to their original problem in the early goings of this game.
22 seconds to go here in the quarter. About 7-second difference between shot clock and game clock. That's Boucard almost stolen away, trying to get to Pollard, and able to make it regardless. Devontae Pollard is still red hot from the field. And continuing off his good offense. Down to 4 on the clock. Jones to Utley Jr. beat the buzzer off the bottom of the rim. And they're going to say he's out of bounds just as the buzzer goes off. And I believe this might be the end of the first half, but they're going to discuss things here.
Well, it looks like it because I know one of the refs said, you know, he was dribbling out of bounds, so that's going to do it. Both clubs are heading to their clubhouses.
And with that, the Windsor Express trail by 6 to the Niagara River Lions after one half of play here on Knoxstrom TV. We'll be right back with the Knoxstrom halftime in just a few moments. You're watching tonight's action of NBLC basketball from Windsor, Ontario.
When it comes to cash loans, our customers will tell you there's only one choice: Cash Money. It's home of the original 300 for 20, where you can get a $300 cash loan for just $20. And with Cash Money's express approval, if you need more than $300, you can get it in minutes. And if that's not enough, we've got a kangaroo as our mascot. Okay, 300 for 20 is probably enough. So for cash loans, for people who really care, come to Cash Money, home of the original 300 for 20.
Cash money, love my cash money.
Five.
All right, here we are, the Knoxstrom halftime, and the scoreboard says 57-51. The River Lions taking a good advantage. Aaron Sanders and JP Justin Prince with you as always. JP, we mentioned a lot of things happening here in the first half. Windsor Express with a fast start, but the River Lions really sinking into how they usually play, and I think it's all because of those fast break opportunities, and now Carl Hall just lighting up the charts.
Yeah, Carl Hall just able to drive in. It's like the defensive turnstile basically down low. He's been able to go from the high post back to the low post and able to just spin by whoever's defending him. So far, it's mainly been DeMontre Harris matchup. He's done as well against Eric Parker here and there so far. So it's been a dominant game for Carl Hall, just able to get any basket he wants at this point inside.
And once upon a time, there were a couple of possessions where he scored 6 points out of the 8 in that dramatic run by the River Lions. And you know, it's a hard task to take over DeMontre Harris, especially with the consistent game he's been having since joining the Windsor Express. But once again, it goes to show that all players are human, and you know what? It takes a big guy like him with such footwork and such tenacity to come up and overthrow him so far.
Yeah, exactly, because it's not just about, you know, having the size to do the post moves or score buckets. You have to be able to utilize the size you have to be able to find the space, which he has done so far. Able to find good spin moves, able to go from one side to the next side and try and throw off the defender. So far for Hall, he's been utilizing it very well for his size to get his buckets over DeMontre Harris and able to squeak by every time. Sometimes, in fact, using the hoop a bit as a defensive bucket for himself or defender himself to prevent the block from Harris, for example.
Windsor Express had a hard time in the second quarter, but once again, that cancels everything out and gets everything back to the playing field when the Windsor Express are just scoring inside, and it's all because of Chad Frazier. He's given him the confidence to go inside again.
Yeah, Chad Frazier, we've seen him multiple times able to do the dribble drive inside and able to drive inside for the buckets. And he has to keep on doing that for the Express to keep on doing well, because he's one of those main players that helps this offense, click. And doing that, trying to set up that interior play inside is exactly how to do that. The River Lions, you've seen at times, they're able to respond, bringing 3 defenders in the paint sometimes on 2 different defenders for players, for example. So it's just about trying to find a way to crack the code. Frazier, of course, has been the best person to crack that set code so far. Just got to keep that going and keep the interior offense working for the Express.
Well, we'll step aside from that for a moment. We have 2 other games going on. We already seen the final from the Magic and the Highlanders game. The Magic taking care of business as usual in a big one-sided game. But to the Highlanders' credit, they have been doing a significant job within the last few weeks, picking up W's when it matters the most.
Yeah, they are coming up with the big W's as things matter the most, as you mentioned. So as you said, offense really going very well so far with them. Games going really well. This is something I said multiple times down in London, for example, that this is a team that they've had a bunch of close losses at times and a bunch of close wins so far. Now, as time has gone on, they're the kind of team I think you have to be watching for come towards that playoff window with the way they're playing now and finally getting the rhythm together and later going.
Well, especially if you have powerhouses like Bruce Massey Jr., Shane Osayandi, and Duke Mondi taking care of business. Unfortunately, they couldn't pull it off. Moncton Magic, on the other hand, they're becoming a really perennial powerhouse in the Atlantic Division, and I checked David Tingley's little brief up there in time for the playoffs. He believes the Moncton Magic might go all the way. Your 2 cents.
Very good chance for them for sure, because they have a lot of veterans on that team, as mentioned. They are doing really strongly with their coaching staff and the way they've been playing. As you mentioned, they're going to have a very strong shot to be that Atlantic representative. They're going on that championship push so far. So as long as they keep it going, they're in the perfect position right now to make that finals run for this season in the Atlantic Division.
St. John Riptide taking on the Halifax Hurricanes, and we do want to leave a major note right here for those of you who are just catching up right now. Of course, the stats are true. Gabe Freeman has decided to leave the Riptide for more endeavors and everything, and you know what, a lot of people would say this is a big blow because he's been NBLC's day 1 person, but once again, considering the players that they have, like Murray Isom stepping up and Horace Wormley too, it may not be a big blow, but to the fans, it's a crucial blow for them, considering that one of the NBLC's players from day 1 has decided to step out, but for good reasons.
Yeah, going on for future opportunities from overseas. But yeah, it's something that if you're a Riptide fan, that is going to be a bit hurtful for them, really, or not hurtful, like a bit of a blow, as you mentioned, for the league in terms of the markability a little bit. Having one of those top players, a former dominant player at one point in terms of MVP, I mean. So huge for the Riptide to lose him with that. So they just got to be able to regroup, really, I should say, and continue to push forward, because this is the time to, if you want to find your perfect replacement, you got to do it now, because the league just in fact announced this earlier today on the way to the arena today for us. February 19th is the trade deadline, for example. So if you want to make your last moves within the league, this is the time to do it right now. If you feel you don't have the right parts, if you do, regroup and show you're ready to make the push and try and take on teams like, say, the Magic for a finals push.
Well, yes, they got a lot of teams have between now and the next 9 days to consider what they want to do for the future. And I think there's one team that really needs to consider a big shift into the department, but we'll talk about that when we go to the second half, and we'll have that for you in just about 6 minutes. But at the half, 57 shows for the River Lions, and the Express have 51. 6-point cushion, and we'll return for second half action right after this on Knoxstrom TV.
And welcome back, everyone, to Windsor, Ontario, as the Windsor Express lead 51 to 57 to the Niagara River Lions after one half of play. As we're back underway in just a few moments here in Windsor, Ontario. I'm Justin Burns. Joining me is Aaron Sanders as we get all set to go for the second half. As discussed during the halftime show, the Knockstrom halftime, a lot of things going on across the league and a lot of things coming into the second half for this matchup. As right now, let's go through your stats to watch for after that first half. For the Niagara River Lions, they are shooting the lights out after a back and forth offensive possession after offensive possession. They are up 23 to 40 in terms of shooting for field goals with 57% shooting. The Express, they are just shooting 49%. That is up from in their first quarter totals, where they shot just about 38%. Well, for the threes, the River Lions, they're burning up the mesh with 6 triples so far. The main thing keeping the Express in this game and down by just 6 has been the free throws. 5 of 12 from the stripe, the River Lions so far, compared to Windsor's 11 of 13. The one thing, of course, to watch with this being a very defensive game at times has been the blocks and steals. 3 steals in total recorded for the Express, along with 2 blocks, and as well, 34 points in point paint each in this bench. As we get all set to go to start off the second half, what are your thoughts on what the adjustments are going to be here for both sides?
Well, we'll start off with the River Lions first. They're doing a real good job. Once again, coming out with that long run, especially down low. But now they really need to take it up to another level and try to establish some sort of full court, half court pressure. Because if there's one thing the Windsor Express don't capitalize in the second half, is the ability to drive inside and look for good passes. And that's been one of the vices. But however, if you're Windsor on the other hand, keep on attacking the basket offensively, but defensively, you really need to be 2 steps further, especially on the transition game. Yes, I know it's hard to do that on the cue, but once again, if you're throwing an errant pass or if you believe that pass ain't going to turn out to be a good shot on the conversion, then you really got to have somebody step up. So have one of your bigs chase down for a block, because Maurice Jones, he can't be bailing them out all the time.
Yeah, can't be doing the exact offense here. The leaders so far in scoring, Chad Frazier and Maurice Jones, in fact, for the Express with 13 points and 7 points. Ollie Jr. has 7. Omar Strawn woke up in the second quarter with 6 points. But other than that, it's been, other than Desmond Hubert's 2 of 2 from the field, Keith's 2 for 5, just 1 of 2 from Parker. Demontre Harris 1 for 2. Logan Stutz, ice cold, 1 for 7. So a lot to really have to improve on for the second half, as Coach Jones already drawing things up before we start off the second half. For the River Lions, they had, of course, that strong offensive output from Carl Hall and Devontae Pollard, along with Connor Wood with 7, CJ Aiken with 6 points, and 2 missed alley-oop attempts. As we get set to go here on the floor for the Express to start off their first possession of the second half. It'll be Logan Stutz, Maurice Jones, Chad Frazier, Demontre Harris, as well as Shaquille Keith. As we're back underway here from Windsor. Maurice Jones guarded by Tate. Back around side Frazier. Going around the perimeter. Demontre Harris finding an opening down low, calling for it in low post. As Keith tries to get to Harris. Stutz has to grab it. Stutz misses the basket. He's 1 for 8. As this is tapped out of bounds, it's going to be Windsor ball with a fresh 24, just about with 22 seconds on the shot clock.
You know, despite that quagmire of a play, JP, that was a good heads up for Logan Stutz. Yes, he missed the shot, and he should be making more of those as the game progresses. But once again, that high IQ of him just gets his hands out in the air to get the ball. So that's why the Windsor Express capitalized.
And now having a chance for some second points here as Frazier separates off of Wood, misses off the front rim, and Jalen Tate will get the rebound as Boucard rushes down the floor. Outside, Carl Hall going to hand it off Wood. Wood almost stripped away by Keith. Tapped away by Harris and back to Wood, keeping the play alive twice. And Carl Hall having to go on high post. Going to call the whistle on the reach, and I think for Harris, as he had to step off the ball a little bit, off the dribble, I should say, leading to the called foul. That's his 3rd foul of the game.
Now, if the River Lions want to capitalize more on this, keep bullying DeMontre Harris to the point where he has to be aggressive and he'll pile up those fouls.
Meanwhile, Aiken pulls out for the mid-range jump shot, misses, rebounded by Keith.
You know, Keith's doing a real good job. Even though the shots haven't been going for him recently, he's finding ways to be more active, especially on the boards and off the ball.
And drives inside, meanwhile, put back by Harris, no good. That was wide open.
That was one of those shots the Express needed. It's a two-possession game.
And Boucard trying to give the Riverlines a three they need, misses, rebounded by Keith. On the floor for the Riverlines, Tate, Aiken, Boucard, Hall, and Wood. As we're 90 seconds into the third quarter, Logan Stutz drives inside. He's rejected by Hall. He's going to get this second chance, misses again. Battle for the rebound, picked up by Harris. He'll go for the layup. He's got the N1.
After all that time of being flustered from one end of a court to another, he finally gets his just due. And once again, kudos to Shaq Keith. Back-to-back rebounds.
Back-to-back rebounds indeed. That's going to be on Aiken, his third foul of the game already. A little foul trouble for him so far as Harris has a chance to complete the three-point play and does so. And the Express continue their good free throw attempts for the game. They are now 12 of 14. Three-point game here in the third quarter. As Tate goes for the layup, gets it to go. And Jalen Tate able to get it to go. Trying to get the quick response, meanwhile, was Maurice Jones outside. Logan Stutz for three, no good. Rebounded by Boucard. Express, meanwhile, will try and get the defense. Harris getting called for the whistle. As now the Riverlines will go to the line to shoot two. They are up by 5 already. Eric Parker getting ready to come back in. That is DeMontre Harris's fourth. So he is going to be in definite foul trouble for the rest of this third quarter at the very least.
And that's going to have to be a major wake-up call for the Express. You got your big boy out with 4 fouls at the time being, so now his time's going to get limited as Carl Hall knocks down the first free throw. You got Eric Parker coming in. Now, he usually doesn't get a lot of minutes, but when it comes to clutch situations, he's the guy that you're going to have to go up against, and he has an intimidating factor. So we'll see how the early goings of this third quarter plays out for him.
And free throws made as that stretches the lead back to 7 for the Riverlions. One of the largest leads of the game, in fact, so far. As Frazier gets it to Stutz outside, loses the dribble. As that is going to be a turnover for the Express. One thing to note in terms of fouls right now, as mentioned, Harris has 4, but Parker also has 3 fouls as well.
So the bigs are in foul trouble right now, so they got to find some ways to let loose. There's a steal. Oh, never mind.
Almost stolen away as Aiken able to keep the possession alive. High post Hall guarded by Parker. Backs it down low. Fadeaway shot. Tough defense from Parker. And Frazier doesn't realize the ball is right underneath him. Going for the jump ball situation. As that is going to be a Riverlions possession. Chad Frazier, I don't think he realized the ball went off the rim and was right there for the rebound and bounced off him to set up the jump ball. Bit of confusing play as Boucard gets it back. Fresh 24 with that jump ball as Tate. Drawing the whistle as Logan Stutz called for the push.
Riverlions got a break there. They're about to feel that double team pressure from on the wings, and they got bailed out from Logan Stutz's foul.
And Logan Stutz, now that's his third personal in this one. So the only big not in foul trouble for the Express right now is Desmond Hubert, who has not had a single foul so far. Tate, meanwhile, gets Parker to jump, drives inside, gets it to go over Frazier.
And Jalen Tate, to his credit, realizing the fouling situation for the Express, he realizes he had an open way to the basket. They can't do anything about it, so he took care of business.
And Parker draws the whistle. I believe this will send him to the line to shoot 2 as well. In fact, it will. As Omar Strong gets ready to come back into the game. He's going to come in for Chad Frazier. Aiken now in foul trouble for sure. That is his 4th. In terms of the foul trouble for the rest of the players, we should note here as well, 2 for Hall, 2 and a couple for 1 apiece for different players, as Aiken's going to have to come out now for Samuel Madreau.
Now, you don't want this game to come down based on fouls, because Once again, it could go to the Windsor Express's credit. If Niagara keeps on tallying up the fouls, then the Windsor Express got a better opportunity at this. Once again, they lead the league from the charity stripe. And once again, this is not the team you want to go to the line over and over again. So if it comes to that, the Windsor Express will have the advantage.
Yeah, right now they're 15 of 17 from the stripe as well. In that advantage, 7 missed free throws from the River Lions. You make at least 5 of those, for example, it is a big double-digit lead for them at this point. So this could come down to that if need be. That could be one of the key stats to look at as Tate trying to back down Jones outside the perimeter, drives inside, able to pick up that ball. Hall misses on the second chance. Boucard, third chance, gets it to go.
Boucard was right behind. He was just waiting for that ball to fall down so he could clamp down on it, and boy, he did it.
And Omar Strawn, meanwhile, gets the pass back from Stutz. Stutz around to Jones. Outside Keith. Keith drives inside, draws the whistle. As that's going to send him to the line to shoot 2 once again. Another foul here, as that's going to be just the third for the quarter for the River Lions with 8 minutes to go here in the third.
Once again, Payon Boucard will be assessed with a foul. Shaq Keith goes in to shoot the free throws. Once again, shooting hasn't been a good factor for him, but what he's been doing off the ball and defensively has been one of the key reasons why the Express still have a crack at this.
And right now the Express trailing by 7, needing a defensive stop here. Tate, hard screen by Hall as he's going to dribble, guarded by Stutz. In the mid-post, outside Madro. Back to Boucard as he's going to dribble inside. Double teamed and gets the spin off of Stutz as Parker grabs it.
Boy, howdy, that was like a rodeo down there, but the Express still get the ball. Good hustle by Parker.
Great hustle, in fact, diving for that ball, as that's going to be a River Lions foul. I believe it's going to be on Boucard.
Boucard is third, team fourth.
And that's already the 4th team foul here for the quarter. As Omar Strawn picks up by Stutz, around back to Stutz. Trying to set separation between the two of them. As Keith drives inside, and reaching called for Tate on the drive in, as you've seen the face flick up.
Once again, it's that face fake that helped Shaq Keith out, and plus the body language too. He ran right into him. So now the Express get a fresh crack at it with 14 seconds on the shot clock.
And this is going to give them the inbound, in fact, as well, as you mentioned. Omar Strawn gets the pick from Stutz. Still on the perimeter. 8 on the clock. Passes out to Parker. Parker has to save it. Down to 3. Keith going to have to pull up for 3. Steps back. Misses off the rim. Logan Stutz goes off of him. That's going to be a turnover. Unable to keep the rebound inbounds.
Oh, wait a minute.
And hold on. They're going to have an official discussion.
We have a case because it was pretty darn close right there, JP.
Yeah, it definitely was, because it was down the baseline, tapped off. Couldn't tell from our angle if it was off of Stutz or off of a River Lion. Regardless, officials say it's River Lions ball. As on the floor for the River Lions, Adam Kyle on with Sammy Madro, Jalen Tate, Connor Wood, Sam, as well as Carl Hall. Jalen Tate pulls up for 3, misses, as Omar Strawn helps with the rebound attempt. Approaching halfway through the third quarter here in Windsor. Express trail by 7 still, as Jones having a mismatch with Hall. Gonna drive right by Hall, gives it to Parker for the 3, that's good.
And once again, those open opportunities to swing the ball. It just brings up more confidence for the Express, and that's what they thrive on.
And Eric Parker coming into today just 17% from deep. Able to drain the first 3 for him today, as it's outside for 3 from Madro, misses. 4-point game as the Express have a chance to push the tempo. Here comes Jones outside to Stutz for 3. Yes, sir!
Well, how about that now? How about that? Once again, the ball rotation working well for the Express. Give credit to Keith on the other hand, as Hall puts it up and in.
Yeah, he had a mismatch with Maurice Jones on him. That brings it back to 3. Express really cooking on offense. Driving inside. Maurice Jones misses the layup, trying to draw the whistle. As this is going to be brought down by Tate. Less than 6 minutes to go here in the third, as Connor Wood makes the contested triple over Omar Strong.
Ice water in his veins, saying to his former teammate, take that, you're going to regret it.
And that is going to definitely help with this lead back up to 70-64. Driving inside, Keith trying to find separation, wide open, unguarded is Logan Stutz.
Now, do you see why footwork is vitally important down to the post, JP? It'll help you create space, and plus, on the other hand, you'll have the ability to look up, and that's what Shaq Keith did, a very low, high-low pass to him.
And Connor Wood, meanwhile, pulls up for three, misses. Got the pass from Tate, unable to make it as Jones is going to push it forward. Omar Strong, pump fake, drives in, draws the contact off of Clee, as that's going to bring him to the line to shoot two in a 4-point game.
See, that's beautiful basketball right there. Swinging the ball around, Omar Strong, he got a good crack at it, trying to redeem himself. I mean, yes, he's a little bit low in the scoring department tonight, but if there's one situation where you want to step up, this will do it. We'll have a quick timeout.
And with this media timeout, we're going to take a timeout ourselves. The Express trail by 4 to the River Lions as they look to bring it back to a one-possession game right after this.
When it comes to cash loans, our customers will tell you there's only one choice: Cash Money. It's home of the original 300 for 20, where you can get a $300 cash loan for just $20. And with Cash Money's express approval, if you need more than $300, you can get it in minutes. And if that's not enough, we've got a kangaroo as our mascot. Okay, 300 for 20 is probably enough. So for cash loans for people who really care, come to Cash Money, home of the original 300 for 20.
Cash money, love my cash money.
And welcome back, everyone, to Windsor, Ontario, as the Express trail by 4, starting to put together a quick comeback as they were down by as much as 7 points here in the third quarter, in a back-in fourth quarter, in fact. They're up by 2 in terms of the points scored in the quarter. In fact, here, Aaron, what do you like of what you've seen with the adjustments, really, here for this third quarter?
I like the intensity, number one. Number two, we see a lot of off-ball activity on the defensive end, and that leads up to those great steals. Once again, the pressure on one end, and on the other end, you can see them shooting more with confidence. And with Omar Strong back into the lineup, being aware of the fouling situation, he wants to make sure that all dividends work out to him as we see him go to the line. Quick update, by the way, before we get back to this one, JP. The Hurricanes take care of business against the Riptide, 114-90. That's a win the Hurricanes needed as well in order to keep around the number 1 seed in the Atlantic Division.
Yeah, it definitely was. Of course, that air game we discussed during the Knockstrom halftime, Moncton Magic won 147-109 over the Cape Breton Highlanders. As Adam Clee, meanwhile, drives inside, draws the whistle. He'll go to the line to shoot two as Logan Stutz is called for the foul.
I gotta check that score because that looks pretty 2K-like. But then again, the Magic dropped 146 in their loss against the London Lightning in what was a fantastic game a few weeks ago. So I gotta check the stat line for that, but unbelievable.
Yeah, unbelievable a bit indeed. A very strong offensive game in that one, as it has not been a strong free throw game for the River Lions tonight. That is another off the clank for the front rim. And getting to those scores, of course, with Cape Breton and Moncton, that includes a 51-quarter third quarter.
Have mercy. That's all I have to say about that. I gotta check out the game footage after we get up out of here, JP, because once again, that's something that you could accomplish in 2K. But this Moncton Magic team, so unreal right now. Hats off to Joe Salermo.
In some 2K games, you might score 70 in the quarter.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Shaquille Keith gets the put back from Eric Parker.
You know what? That's the ferocity I've been looking for from Eric Parker, and now he's having a terrific game.
Eric Parker with that putback with another strong basket and a response from the River Lions from deep from Clee. Brings it back to 4. Windsor flying down the floor. Parker, low post around Madro. Draws the whistle. He'll go to the line to shoot 2. And Eric Parker comes in to the stripe with 11 points now in the game with 2 rebounds so far. Strong game for Parker.
A really hot third quarter for him, too. I mean, not only that tip and slam, but now he's getting more answers inside the rim. He's getting those passes. He's getting those easy access to the basket. So now he's about to get his credit where credit is due for him. Like, once again, this is not a guy who averages those big-time posts, but he comes time in big-time situations, and he's really stepping it up with 4:03 to go in the third quarter.
Parker making 20 appearances on the season, averaging about 8 minutes per game, and able to make both free throws. 2-point game here in Windsor. 4 minutes to go here in the third. Adam Clee stops, spins, misses. Rebounded by Shaquille Keith.
Who else? Who else?
And Shaquille Keith will lead this offense, giving it to Strawn. Picked by Parker. Omar Strawn gets it to Parker. Can't get it to go. Wanting the whistle, does not get it. As this is going to fly down the floor for the River Lions. River Lions looking to roar with a triple. Able to get it, Samuel Madro.
Muldrow was wide open. His man was still on the other end thinking about that other call. So now Muldrow drains the 3.
5-point game here in Windsor. Driving inside, Omar Strawn, he's going to go to the line to shoot 2.
Strong take to the basket right there.
Very strong take indeed, able to draw the strong contact. And guess what? Windsor's in the bonus as well for the rest of the way here. Fouls continue to pile on up here in the third quarter. As Strawn will go to the line to shoot 2.
Once again, you got to look at the fouling situation here, JP. Windsor Express taking advantage of it. Once again, you know, they're not the ones fouling. It's the River Lions. So they have to find some answers. And if neither team, you know, lets up on the fouls, then they're going to be in trouble because they're going to be losing the heart of their roster sooner before you know it.
Able to make the free throw there. Brings to a 3-point game is Strong. Tate will bring it down the floor. Slowly dribbles. Handing off Madro. Adam Clee outside. Pollard for the jump shot. He gets it to go for the mid-range.
That's a tough assignment, too, shooting it over Shaq Keith. That was a contested shot at best, but he had the arc to put it up and in.
He's got 10 and quick response down the floor for 3, Omar Strawn.
That's a wake-up call right there for the Express. 2-possession game yet again.
And it's going to be almost stolen away. That could have tied up this game. Meanwhile, Connor Wood on the tippy toes misses.
Even with Stutz in the traffic, it was a good look for Wood.
Omar Strawn pulls out for 3. Chance for the lead, misses. Rebounded by Adam Clee. Flies down the floor. Meanwhile, Wood, he'll pull up again for 3. This time it goes off the back.
Same result. Nice open look.
Coming up to 2 minutes to go here in the third as well as we continue to fly. Omar Strawn guarded by Wood. Pick set by Stutz. Stutz goes for 3. That's good!
And there you go. Windsor's first lead since the early goings of the second quarter.
And a big triple. 80-79. Less than 2 minutes to go here in the third with that triple. Tate. Guarded by Jones. Gets it onto the high post. Muldrow. Spins for the post. Misses. Rebounded by Stutz. Jones trying to maintain, looking at the clock. Drives inside, tries to push the tempo off the front rim. Unable to get it to go on the layup as Windsor still up by 1. Trying to get a crazy shot as Tate unable to get it to go as Pollard wide open. Madro for 3. Takes advantage of the defense.
Yet again, that's 2 good looks for Sam Muldrow in this quarter because the cluster from the Windsor Express.
Points cluster. Gonna keep on going, possibly. Logan Stutz for 3 with the behind-the-back pass, no good.
Whoa, Shaq Keith, did he just go there?
Yes, able to get the rebound, gets the behind-the-back pass while knocking the defender over, almost setting up a beauty highlight play. Pollard, meanwhile, guarded by Strawn, draws the whistle, and Pollard will go to the line. That's just the 5th foul of the quarter for the Express. As substitutions getting ready to come in for both sides. Coming into the game now for the River Lions, Joe Rocca along with Ronnie Johnson. Also coming back in to the game is C.J. Aiken. For the Windsor Express, coming out, Maurice Jones and Logan Stutz. Coming in, Anthony Otley Jr. and Desmond Hubert. Looks like they're also going to bring Shaquille Keith towards the bench as well, as Chad Frazier's back into the game as well.
So you got a major lineup going in for the Windsor Express. You got two of your top second chance players. You got a guy that can light up the shots inside. In addition to that, you got a guy that can light up the three-point line at any given time. And of course, you got what I think is the player of the game at the present time, Eric Parker.
And this is a crucial free throw for the River Lions. Able to make it is Pollard. Makes the lead to 3. 53.6 seconds to go here in the third. Has Strawn. Guarded by Johnson. Pick set by Parker. Ollie Jr. will now have to go in the high post. Back Frazier. Outside Strawn. Goes up for 3 with a hesitation. No good. Tapped out of bounds. Tap forward, I should say. Rocca able to push it forward.
The River Lions did a good job staying in the mid-post, boxing out for the rebound.
This is going to be a chance for the last shot of the quarter. No, they're going 2 for 1. Rocca misses as Frazier gets the board. This is going to be the final shot of the third. Shot clock is off. 11 seconds left here in the third. Omar Strawn sizing up. Over Johnson for 3. Yes, sir!
My goodness.
Ice cold blood in the veins. Ties it up at 83. After 3 quarters of play, Omar Strawn with a huge triple.
Oh my strong. That's all that we're saying.
Oh my Strawn with 16 points in the game. He ties it up heading into the fourth. We'll be right back in just a moment.
When it comes to cash loans, our customers will tell you there's only one choice: Cash Money. It's home of the original 300 for 20, where you can get a $300 cash loan for just $20. And with Cash Money's express approval, if you need more than $300, you can get it in minutes. And if that's not enough, we've got a kangaroo as our mascot. Okay, 300 for 20 is probably enough. So for cash loans for people who really care, come to Cash Money, home of the original 300 for 20.
Cash money, love my cash.
And welcome back to Windsor, Ontario. The Express, after a very strong third quarter, have tied it up at 83 apiece. And what could be a crucial game for the standings as well, because coming into today, the Express were 11-13, the River Lions 12-14. If the Express win, they have a chance to, for the moment, flip with the River Lions in the standings, as they have the first possession as Omar Strong draws the foul.
And Omar Strong coming right out of the break, knocking down a crucial 3-point bucket to tie the game at 83. And if anything from last week proved anything, these two teams know how to duke it out down to the final shot.
Yeah, that game, River Lions came in on top after scoring 7-4 in the overtime period. Eric Parker for 3, he's got it!
He has the hot hand, Eric Parker from the parking lot. My goodness, what is going on here?
Maybe the snow's helping him heat up inside the building.
Oh, no, don't say the S word around here, JP. We had enough of that. But, man, he's making it rain. Not snow, making it rain.
And that is his second triple of the game, too. 16 points for him. Johnson gets it to go on the layup. Woo. Pollard was ready to go for the offensive rebound as there's going to be delay of game.
Look, I'm just glad that Devontae Pollard didn't land awkwardly, all right, because he's flying in mid-air. Kudos for Jennings to get that teardrop to go, but yes, once again, a delay of game. So that slows things down for at least a couple of seconds. It will get both of these clubs to get a game plan going.
We're going to go back underway with that. Minute into the fourth quarter. Windsor Express leading by 1 on the floor for the Express. Strawn, Parker, Strawn misses a 3 meanwhile, as Desmond Hubert's called for the whistle.
Once again, Desmond Hubert staying on the ball. That's one of his pros, but once again, the cons is grabbing a little bit too much, so now the Express got to be careful. Once again, both these clubs in very dire foul situations.
Yeah, very dire indeed. We'll get that into that in a second because Johnson just gave the River Lions back the lead with a triple. Johnson able to get his second triple today. 2 for 3 from deep. Otley Jr. meanwhile. Frazier picks that by Hubert. Trying to spread this defense out. Parker for 3 again. He's got another, my goodness.
That was a beautiful sequence right there. Down low with the passes. Nice curl of the screen up top. And that opened up for Eric Parker for another triple.
His third of the game coming into today. Just shooting 17% from deep as the whistle is called. Just an absolutely unbelievable game for Parker.
That is beautiful. That's basketball right there, kids. If you want to know what basketball is, it labels unselfish play.
Drives inside, meanwhile, Pollard put back in by Aiken.
Once again, the sheer testament right there. C.J. Aiken knowing that Devontae Pollard needed help on that shot, so he came in immediately.
Meanwhile, Chad Frazier on top. 3-2 defense, down low Hubert. Battling hard with Aiken, gets it to go.
Lovely jump hook. And now Desmond Hubert just really getting into the string of things.
Desmond Hubert, his third basket. He's still perfect from the field as well in this one. As Rocca picks up by Aiken. Outside Aiken for the triple. He's good.
Yes. Once again, the Windsor Express doing all they can to step up big time on the D. But, you know, it's just those high-quality, confident shooting from the River Lions that's really biting them on the toe.
Hubert, meanwhile, sets the pick for Strawn as it's a 2-3 zone. Parker passing outside Otley Jr. baseline, passes. Finds Frazier, has to hesitate. 4 on the clock, drives inside, passes down low. Hubert draws the whistle. He'll go to the line to shoot 2.
Once again, another good sequence by the Express. High-low pass being applied right there.
And Boucard's going to come into the game. It's going to be on Adam Klee, his 4th. So let's get to those foul troubles right now. Boucard's got 3. Adam Klee has now 4. You have Aiken with 2 for the River Lions side, along with Hall with 2. For the Express, it's been a similar situation. 5 for Logan Stutz right now, 4 for Harris, and 3 for Eric Parker. A lot to watch for the fouls. Has a chance to tie it up, does exactly that.
And once again, the aforementioned Logan Stutt come back in, but now he has to realize that his 4 position might be in jeopardy if he gets a little bit too physical on the other end. So here he is up top.
Up top on this defense. 3-2 defense switches to the 2-3. Hubert leaving wide open, Rocca for 3. Battle for the board, offensive board from Aiken. Leaves Pollard open, and he'll rethink it with the fresh 24. Johnson calling for the roll. Outside Pollard, finding Aiken. Separation for Boucard as Aiken going to eventually find Boucard, misses. On the pass by Rocca, unable to get the 3. It's going to be a whistle, I think, against the Express.
And it might be on Logan Stutz. And it is.
That will foul him out of the game, I believe.
Oh, never mind. It's on Omar Strong. Good break.
Yeah, that's puts Omar Strawn in a bit of foul trouble. That's his third personal. Still tied up at 93 apiece. 8 minutes to go here in the fourth quarter. As Johnson goes to the high post, now Hall. Hubert getting pushed down low. Able to draw the contact with a pump fake. Able to go to the line now is Hall, as he'll go to the line to shoot two.
Carl Hall, he came into the River Lions last season, JP, and he was one of those players that could have been newcomer of the year. I mean, the guy is so ferocious inside. He has a good ball IQ down low, and when he gets the ball, he has those sizable moves that can make you or break you. I remember specifically a game last year where it came down to the wire where the Express pulled it through, but Carl Hall was the man to cap it all off for them, but they couldn't complete the victory. But he knocks down one of two free throws as it's now 94-93.
And again, the free throw issues coming up time and time and again in this one. As Jones, low post, Stutz gets it to go, gets the lead back.
Now Logan Stutz is getting the ball rolling.
Tug of war time here from Windsor. As Boucard in the switch with Stutz. Calling for isolation, wants it one-on-one with Stutz. Boucard pump fake out to Rocca for the triple, he's good.
Now once again, Joe Rocca comes off the bench, JP, but he could warm up immediately as indicated by that three.
And able to heat up, in fact, indeed. Rocco with one of his first baskets of the game right there. Frazier, meanwhile, gets it. Otley Jr. gets separation thanks to the tapping, continues the offensive play to go.
Once again, what did I tell you about those broken plays? Why is he so crucial and so monumental for this team? The ability to keep on playing the way he's been playing.
And a great play from him ties it up back at 97. Tug of war here in the snow on Saturday night. As Hall double teamed in the post by Frazier and Hubert. Double team backs off. Hubert falls over. Who's that going to be on? It's going to be an and one for Hall.
Uh-oh, look out. Bill Jones has his coat off. He's not happy, and neither are the Boo Birds here at the WFCU Center. He's got a case.
And with that, it's going to bring in substitutions. Madro and Tate will come in for foul called against Hubert. As the Boo Birds continue on, chance to make it a three-point play though is Hall. As we mentioned, Hall having a great season last year, having a professional experience as well in Korea along with Japan. Completes a three-point play, 100-97 with 7 minutes to go.
And remember, both of these clubs were under 20 points with a minute to go in the first quarter, so an amazing outburst of scoring since then.
And this outburst not looking to stop yet. That's good. Maurice Jones able to make the bucket. Brings it back to one. Fans getting into this one here as Tate. High post Hall. Outside, Madro. Moving screen. That's going to go against the River Lions.
How about that opportunity knocks for the Express? We see Eric Parker coming back in. The guy has a hot hand. Maurice Jones, once again, shifty on the ball rotation. Logan Stutz, aware of his fouling situation, making matters most on other plays. And now we have Chad Frazier, who hopefully gets the hot hand soon.
Meanwhile, Jones gets separation for Stutz. He's got it by Boucard. Boucard's reaching in. Stutz is blocked, as that's going to be an inbound now for the Express. Substitution waiting on the side for Rocca. It's going to be coming into the game. Back is Wood.
Now Connor Wood, if you're the Express on the defensive end, you got to step up on him.
Maurice Jones, he's left wide open, can't make him pay. And Boucard, meanwhile, flies down the floor with Tate. Drives inside, gets it to go in traffic. Guillaume Boucard gets the bucket, brings the lead back to 3. Halfway through the fourth quarter, lot can happen here at the WFCU Center. Frazier, guarded by Hall, down low Parker. Mismatch with Boucard. Outside Stutz. Goes for the float Euro layup, misses, rebounded Otley Jr. misses inside, rebounded by Hall.
Two tough shots right there from the Express. The River Lions, give them credit. They never put their guard down on that one.
And that's just Hall's third rebound of the game as he goes in the high post. Guarding Parker. That's going to be a charge card.
See, Eric Parker's just doing everything here tonight, JP. Taking the charge, making those buckets, and now he's among the attention of the River Lions. You can't zero in on him like that.
That's the third foul of the game for Hall on that charge, as they're going to call a timeout here to discuss things on both sides. With that, this has been an absolutely wild fourth quarter. We'll be back here to tee things off for the second half of the fourth quarter in just a moment here on Knoxdrum TV.
When it comes to cash loans, our customers will tell you there's only one choice: Cash Money. It's home of the original 300 for 20, where you can get a $300 cash loan for just $20. And with Cash Money's express approval, if you need more than $300, you can get it in minutes. And if that's not enough, we've got a kangaroo as our mascot. Okay, 300 for 20 is probably enough. So for cash loans for people who really care, come to Cash Money, home of the original 300 for 20.
Cash money, love my cash money.
And welcome back to Windsor and what has been an absolutely memorable one for sure. 102-99 is the score as we come out of an immediate timeout about halfway through this fourth quarter. Absolutely wild one here and a crucial time for both sides.
Well, yes, it was only a one-possession game. We've seen the River Lions, they're still attacking inside. We haven't seen a lot of ball movement from them. They're just trying to break out of the pressure, and they have. The Windsor Express, they're 2 steps ahead of them. They're really putting the man-to-man defense on them. We're seeing less of the defensive cluster from both of these squads. And for the Windsor Express, to their credit, they're attacking the basket. They're going right to the River Lions' heart and finishing strong, and they keep on going to the line too, which has been very successful for them.
Yeah, 24 of 26 from the stripe tonight. Parker, meanwhile, inside, under the basket, pumping 3 times, he's blocked. Outside, Logan starts, check, second chance, misses. Boucard's wide open for his 7th rebound.
Mismatch right there for on 2 for the Express.
Passes outside, Madro stretching out the defense, unable to make him pay. Missing the 3, still a 3-point game, less than 5 minutes to go. Frazier now trying to pay attention to the mismatch, misses the layup on the behind-the-back layup. Still a 3-point game in what has been a strong offensive second half. As Wood setting up for Madro, almost got out of bounds.
They forgot Jalen Tate is open on the other end. Watch him the breakaway.
And finding Carl Hall, he's not able to make it go. One of the few times he's missed tonight with 21 points. As Jones cuts inside, backs out. Inside, wide open, Otley Jr. Can't get it to go on the layup. Second chance, he's left wide open by a country mile for the rebound. He's gonna go into the basket again. Logan Stutz. Back out to Otley Jr. Finding Chad Frazier. Wide open layup, good.
Somehow, some way, that ball movement has expanded the defense for the River Lions. And once again, Chad Frazier, his sweet money spot right there, the isolation to go inside. We have a stoppage of play.
And with the stoppage of play, they're going to get things back underway here. 3:51 to go here in the fourth quarter in a 1-point game. Very important possessions from here on out to find the rest of this one. As Wood going in the post, spin move on Parker, drawing the whistle possibly on Parker, able to get it over still. And Carl Hall able to make it as they call a stoppage of the play to give Carl Hall his goggles back.
Speaking of goggles, JP, you know, it's quite an interesting thing to see Logan Stutz with his goggles back again. I know a lot of people around social media has been asking, where are the goggles, where are the goggles? Because of his eye injury, he wasn't been able to wear it, but he donned them again during that trip down to St. John's, and I think this is the Superman we know and love right here.
We'll see if he can try and continue to be Superman after shooting 5 of 17 coming into this point. Jones trying to get the baseline pass, push out for Muldrow, as that's going to be the River Lions' 5th foul. Each team, remember the bonus is at 7 fouls for the quarter, each of them at 5 apiece, with 3:18 to go here in the fourth.
And remember the fouling situation for a plethora of players. They don't want to get into that very deeply.
Very interesting storyline to watch as Jones finds Stutz for 3. He's got it!
Once again, they find a way to get those shots and make it look easy.
And quick basket attempt, meanwhile, it's going to be on Eric Parker, I believe.
You know what, that's okay. You got to take those fouls every now and then. Once again, you cannot allow those easy shots like that, especially when the game's coming down to the nitty-gritty.
And they're going to bring Adam Klee to the line. Pardon me, they're going to bring Boucard to the line, bring Klee back in. As it's going to be Boucard going to the line to shoot 2.
Now this is Boucard's opportunity to keep the River Lions in good motion, stay calm, cool, and collected, because once again, he's one of those guys that could capitalize.
He came to the stripe, now 2 for 3. Now with 10 points tonight on 4-7, shooting 8 rebounds too. Leads the way in the rebounds for the River Lions tonight. And makes both. Bit of a struggle at times tonight so far for the River Lions from the stripe, as they are so far in the game about 13 of 23. 10 missed free points on the table. Jones finds Parker down low. Gets it to go off the rim.
And you push the Windsor Express, they're going to push you back in full force. Now, once again, a seesaw game of events.
Klee, meanwhile, tries to keep it in bounds, does so. Double team, Stutz. Keith strips it away from Hall. Hall keeps it alive, though, in the high post. Wood passes out. Tate for the triple.
Oh, my.
Able to make it with Maurice Jones right in his face. It's a 3-point game once again. Maurice Jones will drive to the basket, passes out. Logan Stutz for 3. Ooh. No. The place was ready to explode, to raise the roof on that one. 2 minutes to go, coming right up. As Hall drives inside, charge! Shaquille Keith just drawed the charge, a huge charge.
A charge of a lifetime. And once again, he has been stirring up wonders on the defensive end. Scoring may have not been a factor for him tonight, but once again, what he's been doing on the other end has been one of the key reasons why the Express are still into this one.
Substitutions as Carl Hall going to the bench. Carl Hall now in a bit of foul trouble himself. 5 fouls in this game with the charge. Pollard coming in from him for the next little bit. Maurice Jones trying to whistle.
Oh my! Are you serious right now? How did he shoot that? That's some Harlem Globetrotter stuff right there, JP.
Going for the floater layup, drawing the whistle, getting the N1 with the roll-in, and a chance to tie it back up at 109 as here comes defense for offense. Carl Hall back in.
Now, does he practice that at practice? I don't know. That was unbelievable.
And that could be a defining moment in this one. Everyone at the edge of their seats as Jones completes the three-point play. 1:55 to go here in the fourth quarter.
2-minute pressure cooker right here, JP. See the Windsor Express, they're at a 1-3-1. Now 4 up.
Now going low post, Hall over Keith, misses off the basket, rebounded by Keith. And Windsor gonna slow it down a bit. Coach Jones saying slow down, slow down.
Exactly. Maintain your pace.
Keith outside, driving into the mid-range, drawing the whistle, and that's going to be on Boucard. And with Windsor now in the bonus too, that's going to send Windsor. Yeah, Boucard called for the whistle. They're trying to make sure of the foul situation. they're going to say, yeah, it is going to bring Keith to the line to shoot two, with this being in the bonus. Everyone trying to make sure in the building with that huge foul.
I don't mind confirmation like that, JP, because once again, the fouls have been the major factor in the onus here for both of these clubs.
And you hear the sighs of disappointment with the first missed free throw. Gotta make the second. A rare miss, just the third miss of the game from the stripe for the whole team. Goes 1 for 2. 110, 109, 90 seconds to go here at the WFCU Center. T calling for it, 2 screens up the top. 2-3. 2 defenders inside, and that's going to be trying to get it, call it on Keith, but is that going to be Stutz' 6th? We're going to see who it's called on. It's on Logan Stutz. It's his 4th, pardon me. With that, with the 4th foul for Stutz, huge free throws from Hall, makes the first. Take a deep breath, fans. Here we go. Hall misses it. Ties it up at 110. Another River Lions missed free throw. Jones called on the whistle on the screen. That's going to send the Express to the line with the reach in from Pollard on the screen. And that's going to bring Logan Stutz to the line to shoot 2.
Now, see, the River Lions, their idea was the trap up top, but unfortunately, once again, a little too aggressive. They want to trap up top so so they could get that double team down low.
And Stutz misses the first. Everyone at the edge of their seats. Makes the second. 2 straight, 1 for 2, trips to the line. Substitution coming in, Muldrow will come in. Muldrow coming in for Pollard. Timeout called on the floor, and a crucial time. Express leading by 1 here, Aaron. Absolutely incredible down the stretch here from what we're seeing, especially with the performances from the Express side.
And you know what? This all started down at St. John's, JP. I know we go back to that, but you could see a load of confidence coming into those games. But coming into this one, they knew they were completely recharged, especially with the postponed game that should have happened last night. But now, looking at it, we're seeing them become more tougher, more confident with the passes, especially with an unsung hero from this year, Eric Parker, to come in, take care of business. It has been incredible.
But for the River Lions, they have the possession here after the timeout. Chance to advance the ball as well with this. So what do you do if you're the River Lions right now? You're down by 1 point right now, still with about a minute, 10 seconds to go here in the 4th. What do you think the play call is from Coach Razzo?
Well, first off, put in all your best shooters right now. Connor Woods on a scoring tear. In addition to that, you have Devontae Pollard, who could come in for those second chance opportunities. So what you got to do, you got to swing the ball around. Try to look for a good 3. If you're wide open, take advantage of it. Go to the basket, because the worst case scenario is that you get roughed up a little bit. But either way, you could go to the free throw line. But at the same time, the River Lions really need to capitalize on it, because if this game comes down to the free throws, Niagara's going to regret it for a long time.
And this is a crucial one here for this possession coming out of the timeout. Minute 6 to go here in the 4th. On the floor for the Express, it's Logan Stutz, Maurice Jones, Shaquille Keith, Omar Strong, Eric Parker. For the River Lions, Bucard, Wood, Tate, Hall, and Muldrow. As we're back underway. Minute to go. Wood, pump fakes. He's double teamed. Gets separation from Stutz, misses off the rim. Chasing it out, as that's going to be out of bounds.
Good blockage on the wing for the Express. They had 2 guys come in and to make sure the ball went out of bounds. Niagara could not answer the bell and try to save it. So the Express, they got a good opportunity to make this a 4-possession game or make it a 3-point game.
Yeah, they're going defense for offense with the substitutions. Klee in as well as Pollard. Omar Strawn trying to set a screen with Parker. Has to back off. 6 on the shot clock. Down to 3. Pulls up. Fadeaway shot. Misses. Rebounded by Boucard.
Now the River Lions are slowing down. They want the final shot, but there's a 3-second difference. Shot clock, game clock.
This is going to be huge here. Clee getting screen from Tate. Drives.
Oh my!
Loses the head, steps on the line.
Oh my! What a crucial mistake. They couldn't balance the ball. They tried to do 2 things at the wrong time. Too much pressure onto them. The Windsor Express, they woke up on defense in the second half, JP, and now it's paying major dividends.
And timeout called. Both teams are in the bonus here, so the River Lions, if they want to, can foul here to bring Windsor to the line to shoot 2, because for the past 2 trips to the line, Windsor has shot 1 for 2. That might be the one big chance here.
Once again, a big difference maker, but no, if you're the River Lions now, go to the man-to-man defense. Stay on your man. If you get clustered, go immediately to the basket, because you know everybody's going to go for the basket. They want to get the foul from you, but make sure that you do not put too much of the body on it. But if you get another break out of it, if you get a steal off a broken play, look for the closest shot possible, because now the shot clock's dead. So you can run out as much of the time as you can. Only a 1-point game, so nobody is out of the woods yet.
Nobody for sure. You got to expect the intentional foul coming up. Question is, who do you think it would be on in this situation?
I think it would be on Payon Boucard, because he doesn't have a lot of fouls compared to Connor Wood and everybody else. So let the guy who has few fouls take advantage of the situation and, you know, work off his responsibility.
Boucard, though, has 4 fouls, but to reiterate, who do you expect them to send to the line here in this crucial situation, I should say?
Well, if you want to take somebody to the line, keep Eric Parker into the game. Like, he is completely perfect from the charity stripe. It's either Parker or Frazier.
And discussion still going on with the timeout. Windsor Express would like to remind you, though, on Family Day, they're holding a basketball camp. That's on February 19th. Of course, ages 6 plus and all the skill levels can take part, as they'll be instructed by Express coaches and players. They'll be from 9:30 a.m. to 11 a.m., only for $25. Reserve online today.
And keep in mind, after that, they got a big showcase to watch too. The Express will take on the St. John's Edge in Family Day action. That will be at 2 p.m. and we'll be on the call for that. And strangely enough, that's the next time we're going to be here, JP. That will be the 19th. So a week and change and more. Looking at the road ahead, the Express, they're going to play at least a couple of games down the road. So if they want to get a big W and a confidence statement now, this will be the time to do it, because they'll go 2-1 in the week.
And trying to do exactly that. Timeout finishing up. River Lions having Adam Clee, Boucard, Wood, Pollard, and Tate on the floor. Windsor finishing up their huddle. 10.6 seconds to go. Both teams in the bonus. It'll be Jones, Keith, Strawn, Frazier, Stutz on the floor, going with the strongest free throw shooters they can on the floor. Getting a quick way to Frazier. Frazier's wide open, able to dribble it around. Took about 3 seconds to get the intentional foul. If he wanted to, he could have went for the layup instead, but he'll go to the line to shoot 2.
Exactly, that would have pressured Niagara to take the 3 immediately, but he wanted to dribble the clock out. I mean, once again, Niagara's weak side wasn't able to capitalize, and once again, Chad Frazier is not the guy you want to leave open for a shot.
Yeah, and that was wide open. He should have went for the layup, but now, chance to make it a 3-point game at the stripe. Makes the first. Eric Parker waiting on the wings to come in.
So after Eric Parker comes in, you're going to have 2 of the top free throw shooters for the Express here tonight. Will that be a factor? I don't know.
Trying to bring 2 of their big men as well, with Stutz and Parker on the floor. As misses the second free throw. River Lions got to rush down the floor. 5 seconds to go. Boucard rushing down, trying to get the layup, trying to draw contact, misses. And the Windsor Express win 112 to 110.
And what did it come down to, JP? Defense. And Payon Boucard with a rare faux pas and the Express capitalize. They're 2-1 this week.
And the Windsor Express are able, for the time being, to move to third in the NBLC standings with this huge victory.
My goodness, I mean, I cannot believe what we've seen here, JP. I mean, we had a pretty low first quarter when it comes to points, but everybody turned up their gears in the second half, and once again, where it mattered the most, the Windsor Express, they won based on free throws. The guy that we really need to pay a major credit to, Eric Parker, coming off the bench and putting on a monstrous game. My goodness.
One of the strongest games I think we've ever seen from Eric Parker. 21 points, 6 of 8 shooting, 3 3-pointers, 6 free throws, along with 3 rebounds and 2 assists, and a strong defensive output from him on the floor. He definitely gets the game ball for this one.
Yes, take it, man, because he's the guy. He's a seasoned veteran, and now he stepped up on the major occasion. The Windsor Express, we're seeing a lot more confidence on the defense and on the offense when it comes down to the clutch moments. And now the Windsor Express, before they go off for a road trip, I do believe, they're going to come out with a big W and, like we said, come off in third place. Let me remind the viewers what will happen in the next few days before we sign off here, JP. Tomorrow, Knoxville TV will be back live in London, Ontario, the Budweiser Gardens. The London Lightning will play host to the KW Titans. Chris Croucher and Brendan Jamison will be on the call. We'll see you folks Thursday, where the Lightning play against the St. John's Edge. That is going to be a good one. And the next time we're here, JP, Family Day, 2 p.m. tip-off, St. John's Edge.
Yeah, that's going to be an entertaining one once again for sure, with the back and forths they've had here in the division. Once again, 112 to 110 is your final score, which, as you've seen as the teams went towards the tunnels, Shaquille Keith was pointing directly at Eric Parker's head saying, this guy is the reason we won today, with the game ball for this one. Carl Hall, meanwhile, with a strong performance for the River Lions, 24 points, 8 of 12 shooting, and 8 of 11 from the stripe, but not enough in the end. A 2-point victory. But let's wrap things up here with a tight little bow here on Knoxstrom TV. We'd like to remind everyone that our next broadcast, as mentioned, is tomorrow afternoon. You can see that broadcast from London, Ontario, as the London Lightning gets set to take the floor once again. Tip-off time should be about 2 p.m. Eastern Time. With that, though, I'm Justin Prince for Aaron Sanders and the rest of our crew. I'd like to say so long from the Rose City, and celebrate your night well, keep it safe, and keep happy.